Robert had just refilled the spirits from the main supply in the cellar. He smiled as he watched his son's efforts at labor. That sense of duty was what Robert hoped his son would catch on to, leaving his foolish, adventurous ideas buried and far behind him. If he'd just buckle down and work instead of daydreaming all the time. Such thoughts kept Robert up at night. "You know, Robert, this son of yours needs to drop that mop, pick up a musket, and join the rest of us," Charles said. He had his back turned to Jacob while seated at his usual table. He lifted a large tin stein and finished off a second helping of grog. He wiped the foam from his drooping full mustache and looked at Jacob, hoping for a feisty reaction. "Knock it off, Charles," Robert snapped. "This conversation is really getting old, and I mean really old. Hell, Charles, you should have it through your skull by now that my son will be a shopkeeper and earn an honest living. He will not be a no-good waste of a drunk like—" "Papa!" Jacob shouted, throwing his mop into the corner with a huff and kicking the half-full water bucket across the room. "I'm so tired of you two constantly arguing about what I will or won't do. If you haven't noticed, Papa, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not delivering packages to Mr. Hancock anymore. I'm right here with you and Uncle Charles." He diverted his eyes. "But to be honest, Papa, I don't know how long I will stay here." The quiet, still room became tense. Outside, a horse trotted by the tavern, its shoes echoing on the cobblestones. Robert dropped his head and furiously wiped down the bar counter, his eyes focused on the glossy finish and away from the impertinent look from his brother. Charles leaned over the counter and poured himself another cup of grog, then plopped back down at his table, nearly falling over in the process. No one spoke.